Bounced in a good line. Shemenda Fur beat them out with Durbridge, and further out here Street Ruffian and Pitcairn Edition showing speed. Sports Beat pushing up and Star Dancer going forward. Then further back was Rancho Man when they settled into stride. Street Ruffian, Star Dancer in front of Shemenda Fur. Around the outside, Pitcairn Edition, Clan O'Sullivan out deep from further back, then Rancho Man. Durbridge is going to nestle behind them, back running about 7th from Western Red. Sports Beat, Waikika. Then Pride of Rancho Monsieur, further back Valdezere. Social Rule, 2 to Carson's Cash, 3 to Cabora, 2 to Innocent King. Down the side, 8.50 out. And the leader, Street Ruffian, ahead in front of Pitcairn Edition. They're followed by Clan O'Sullivan out 3 deep around the outside of Rancho Man, 4th the middle. Shemenda further fence, 2 further back, Star Dancer, Western Red. Then came Sports Beat. A fair way back is Durbridge from Waikika. They're followed on the inside by Pride of Rancho Monsieur. Valdezere, Social Rule, 2 to Carson's Cash. Then Cabora and Innocent Kin. Pitcairn Edition race to the front of the 400 metre mark. Got the upper hand now from Street Ruffian, and further back Shemenda Fur. Star Dancer to the outside. Further back then Durbridge into the clear from Rancho Man. Shemenda Fur got to Pitcairn Edition. Further out Star Dancer. It's Shemenda Fur in front from Star Dancer, Sports Beat, and then Durbridge is struggling. Shemenda Fur, Star Dancer fighting it out from Sports Beat. Then further back was Pride of Rancho. Star Dancer getting its head in front. Star Dancer has got up to win. Shemenda Fur and nose third. Sports Beat running on Pride of Rancho, and further back Social Rule made ground from Western Red. Durbridge right behind those from Street Ruffian Monsieur. Then Cabora, Pitcairn Edition, Waikika Mukau. Western Red pulling up quickly with well back in the race Valdezere. They're followed by Rancho Man, Carson's Cash out wider with Innocent King back near the tail and pulling up at the rear Clan O'Sullivan.
Double 95.50.
And the win in place, number 16. Star Dancer at $13, $4.20. 8 Shemenda Fur in a photo, $3.90. 18 Sports Beat, $2.90.
Super tab there, number 16, Star Dancer to return $6.45 for the win and $2.35 the place. 8 Shemenda Fur, $2.35, and number 18 Sports Beat, $1.35.
Number 8 second, and that is Shemenda Fur, and third placing to number 18, and that is Sports Beat, 16, 8 and 18. 16, 8 and 18. Pace was pretty keen, 123.2, a few driving to the front early. Durbridge just drifted back a little with his big weight, settled back in about 8th position, got into the clear on the home straight, ran an even race without ever threatening. Shemenda Fur had raced up to grab Pitcairn Edition, who'd sailed to the front before the home turn, had got the upper hand from Street Ruffian. He wasn't there for long, Pitcairn Edition. Shemenda Fur grabbed him, then in turn Star Dancer came at them. Number 16, ridden by Grant Cooksley, prepared. Set to go there. Lights on, they're off and running. And they've bounced away in a pretty good line too. Bed of Roses beat out Destined on the inside. Shystad further out going forward, and from the outside here, Marathon, Celtic Explosion and Alouette are all heading up towards the front. Now when they settle down in the middle here, Celtic Explosion in front. Outside at Alouette, who's fighting with the rider at the moment, but she's going to be left in front now, Alouette. She moved out 2.5 in front of Celtic Explosion. Punchel going forward on the outside. 1.5 to Marathon, 4th from over on the inside, Bed of Roses 5th. Then Destined further back, Shystad 3 deep, further back Governor Gazelle. Trista King outside it and 2 lengths to Happy Star. Then further back in the field over on the inside, Street Theatre, followed by Talaga, 2.5 Exciting Ranch. And last of all is My Lord. Up the back of the track they race at the 1,300 metre mark, and the leader Alouette still wants to fight the rider, getting a head up. She's out 2.5 in front of Punctual second. That saddle might have gone forward a little on haul at the moment, second Punctual. 2 further back in the race, Celtic Explosion. Then a length of Marathon, 4th, 1.5 Bed of Roses. Destined the outside and 3 deep Shystad, 2 then to Trista King. Happy Star, 2.5 further back Talaga, Exciting Ranch. Then Street Theatre and Governor Gazelle. The saddle's moved on it. It's gone back to last, and second last is My Lord. Down the side, Alouette in front, 2.5 to Punctual second, travelling okay now. Celtic Explosion has got up inside it from Marathon 4th. They're bunching up now from Destined 5th, and further back Bed of Roses, Shystad, Happy Star, Trista King, Talaga and Street Theatre. Then Exciting Ranch, 2 to My Lord, and 5 last of all, Governor Gazelle. Inside the 600, Alouette, a length and a half Punctual, who's now under a bit of pressure, but she's taking up the slack now, and she goes to the girth of the leader. A length further back, Destined getting into the clear. Marathon pushed off the track. Celtic Explosion behind those from Shystad. Further back, Happy Star starting to weave its way through into the straight. Punctual hit the front. Destined going up on the outside now, and they're clear of Celtic Explosion, and Happy Star getting into the clear from Marathon. It's Punctual over on the inside, fighting back though. Drew a length in front of Destined and Celtic Explosion. Punctual's going well. G-Hall going for the early double, and by golly, he's got it. And Punctual races away, wins by 3 lengths. Destin second, Celtic Explosion a length away third, then Maritime fourth from Street Theatre, then Milord from Happy Star. Further back, Bed of Roses, Trista King. Behind those, Talaga out wide. Further back, Shy Stad, followed by Exciting Ranch and then Alouette. And the rider in trouble here in Governor Gazelle, that's David Taggart. Saddle moving a long, long way from home, and the clerk of the course coming in to pick him up.
3 Punctual, 710, 240, 2 Destin, 570, 1 Celtic Explosion, 770.
3 Punctual to return 345 and 125, 2 Destined at 245 and 1 Celtic Explosion, $4.40.
And travelled well at the 600 metre mark, took up the leeway to the leader, hit the front, and he's run the 2,000 right out today. Number 3 Punctual, ridden by Greg Hall. So G Hall, an early double here, number 3 Punctual. Greg Hall prepared by Alan Weymouth. It's a very good training feat.
They're moving in well, Kembler.
Strong field, they're off and running now. You remember actually won the start. He bounced in front of the favourite. Hero went away quickly with Bar Current. Also all our mob going up forward now. You remember getting up on the inside from Bronze Legend. Further back, Sebastral on the rail. Belzavia back on the inside of Scalacci from Elishan. Further back, Superior Arch. They're followed back on the inside by Ensign Hewitt, Harkaway, Blue Boss. Espinosa second last, and last of all, Racing Ruler, 600 to go. Bar Current neck in front. Hero wins second, a length and a half. Further back, You Remember third on the inside of all our mob, followed by Bronze Legend, fifth, 1.5, Belzavia, Scalacci. Then Sebastral further back in the race, and on the inside, Ensign Hewitt, Elishan well back from Superior Arch, Harkaway, Blue Boss, Espinosa, Racing Ruler into the straight. They come now. The leader is Bar Current, neck in front of Hero Win. You Remember to the outside, trying to pick them up in the moment. Belzavia getting into the clear. Hero Win, Bar Current out from You Remember, and down the outside, Scalacci coming with a run. Hero Win, Bar Current from Scalacci further out on the track. Hero Win ducking in. Scalacci's going to get up, I think. Yes, he will. Yes, Scalacci. The Grand Grey's got up to win, a neck on the line to all our mob and Belzavia. What a great return by Scalacci. Behind them, Bar Current from Hero Wind, Elishan. You Remember didn't go on from Espinosa. Then further back in the race, Ensign Hewitt. Then Blue Boss. Back behind those would have been Racing Ruler, then Harkaway, Superior Arch, a gap Sebastral, and Bronze Legend is last of all.
1 Scalacci, the winner there.
In place, number 1 Scalacci, 640 and 260. 2 All Our Mob, 190. 8 Belzavia, 290.
Super Tab 1 Scalacci, 3 even, 115. 2 All Our Mob at 115, and number 8 Belzavia, 135.
5 kilos, Oliver and Friedman. And this mighty grey has lifted in the last 100 metres to grab Hero Wind and Bar Current, and Belzavia and all our mobs starting to get home, but he's got the money. Number 1. Number 1, Scalacci, Damien Oliver. Number 1, Scalacci. You can hear the roar from the crowd when he hit the front with 50 or 60 metres to go, and he's beaten all our mob, number 2. And number 8, Belzavia, is third, 1, 2 and 8 in 1-3.2. 1-3.2, and Scalacci has returned to racing. This magnificent grey horse who's had 25 starts for 14 wins. And Damien Oliver and Lee Friedman have just capped a magnificent day after combining to win the Caulfield Cup with the favourite Paris Lane. Who would have thought that Scalacci, who has been in work for a while, and Friedman did tell us that the horse had done a lot of swimming. Trouble is we don't have swimming races for horses anymore, but here he is. Fantastic effort to come back to racing, first run since April, and beat a real good field, a real hot field today.
Almost set.
You Remember jump well, so did Scalacci. Belzavia away smartly to the inside. Bar Current shows his usual dash with all our mob. Now settling, Bar Current went to the lead. Hero Wind came across with him. All our mob and Bronze Legend just behind them with You Remember going up now third on the inside. 2 lengths back behind those, Sebastral, Belzavia, and then Scalacci on the outside. A length and a half, Elishan, Ensign Hewitt, followed then by Superior Arch, Harkaway. Blue Boss a long way back there, followed by Espinosa, and Racing Ruler last when they neared the home turn. Bar Current the inside, and Hero Wind a length and a half to You Remember, poised to pounce before the turn. Then came all our mob, Bronze Legend under some pressure. Scalacci on the outsiders next, and they're followed then by Belzavia when they enter the straight. Bar Current slipped away from Hero Wind. You Remember has popped the question on the outside, and further back all our mob and Scalacci coming home okay. It's Hero Wind coming again to Bar Current. On the outside is the old grey. Scalacci starting to close on them, but Hero Wind hit the lead. Scalacci, Belzavia are coming home, but old Scalacci Scalacci! What a great comeback. He's won it from All Our Mob second. Belzavir, I think, third from Hero Wind and Barcara. You remember, couldn't go on, followed then by Ellie Shan. In behind those, Ensign Hewitt, followed by Espinosa. Next, Blue Boss, Racing Ruler, Harkaway, Superior Arch, Wellback Sebastral, and Bronze Legend is last to finish, and the old grey flash is back.
And won't the crowd love it too? Number 1, Scalacci, $6.10 and $2.30. 2, All Our Mob, $2.30. And number 8, Belzavir, $2.80.
Damien Oliver and Lee Friedman in a day to remember take out the Caulfield Cup and the Caulfield Sprint with Scalacci, who hasn't raced since April and hasn't won since March of '93. Back in dazzling form, coming from a fairway back at the turn, but he has mown them down to win. Okay, let's go down to Brendan Cormack.
Yes, Lee Friedman, well, you've had a day out and a half now. Scalacci, what a great performance.
That's just topped it off. What an old sensation. Everyone's written him off, but he's come back and given him more weight today and won.
You said he was well weighted in this race early in the week. You thought that he got him well compared with horses like All Our Mob?
I did. I thought he was well weighted. I was just a little concerned that whether I'd done enough work with him, but he's always gone very well fresh, and I've been swimming him since August, so he's had a lot of work past that.
Was there ever a time that you thought of saying, well, that's it, old boy, you're out?
Yep. Yeah, he was going to get the bullet. A few weeks ago, he's
not quite the bullet, but...
Well, he's got a bit of a degenerative problem with his coffin bone in his front feet. And it's not going to get better, it's only going to get worse. And we knew we had to make things count, so...
This could be the last campaign for Scalacci then?
Yeah, probably.
What about Paris Lane? Has that hit you yet?
No, it's bigger than Quo Vadis, isn't it, the whole thing? I mean, to win with him and then to have the old horse win is just sensational, though.
Lee, enjoy the day. I'm sure you will.
Thank you.
Brendan Cormack of the Australian newspaper, speaking with Lee Friedman, and it really is one of the great days for Lee. I mean, there's been many of them, and there's going to be a lot more. But this family of racehorse trainers are just something else. That was a great victory, and as Neil pointed out, they are going to go wild when this old grey horse comes back to the mounting yard. Damien Oliver whipped him into a bit of a frenzy after the Caulfield Cup. He stood high in the irons and gave a double-handed fist. I don't know how he didn't fall out of the saddle, but he's had a great association with this horse, Scalacci, and he's a crowd favourite because he is grey. I suppose there's a wonderful affinity when you get a good grey racehorse, because they just seem to have a little more character, I guess. And when you get a rider like Damien Oliver, who does just love winning, and he shares it with the crowd, I think we're going to have something special coming up here in just a minute. A nectar winning margin by a long neck. The time is 1:3.2. 1:3.2. And I guess we're not going to have this old horse around for very much longer, with Lee pointing out the problem that he's got, but he does wow him when he's there. Scalacci the winner, All Our Mob second, and third was Belzavir. Numbers are 1, 2 and 8. Fourth was Hero Wind, who ran a bottling race. He was coming again on the line. And fifth was number 2, All Our Mob. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Back from almost retired. The grey flash, Scalacci. Owner Mr. Christensen about to lead him back in. His first victory since the Ryder Stakes in March of '93. His first start since April of '94, and capping a red letter day for Lee Friedman and Damien Oliver. With Paris Lane and now Scalacci in the Caulfield Sprint. He's a grey gelding six by Salieri from Biscarina, trained by Lee Friedman and ridden by Damien Oliver. All Our Mob second by What a Guess from All Solid, trained by B.R. Guy, ridden by Kay Moses.
Yes, the old grey fellow Scalacci is back again.